Our coverage, President Trump accused what he calls radical activists and Joe Biden for the unrest in Kenosha, but he did not denounce the deadly shooting of two activists by one of his alleged supporters today.
WGN's Verona Tumulty joining us now with more on the president's remarks and Biden's response. Verona.
That's right. Joe Biden is blaming the president for the violence that has flared recently in both Kenosha and Portland, Oregon, saying the president is stoking the fires of division for political gain.
Absolutely not. He is not rooting for more violence in the slightest.
White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany denying Monday that President Donald Trump is fanning the flames of violence following unrest in places like Portland and Kenosha, something Democratic hopeful Joe Biden has accused him of.
The simple truth is Donald Trump failed to protect America. So now he's trying to scare America.
The president himself quick to denounce Saturday's shooting in Portland, which claimed the life of a supporter of the right-wing group Patriot Prayer. But when asked today about the death of two people in Kenosha almost a week ago, allegedly at the hands of 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse of Antioch, the president called it an interesting situation.
He was trying to get away from them, I guess, it looks like, and he fell, and then they very violently attacked him. And it was something that we're looking at right now, and it's under investigation. But I guess he was in very big trouble. He would have been. He probably would have been killed. But it's under investigation.
Joe Biden responding to that Monday in a statement, saying in part, tonight the president declined to rebuke violence. He wouldn't even repudiate one of his supporters who is charged with murder because of his attacks on others. He is too weak, too scared of the hatred he has stirred to put an end to it. Again, the president is planning to visit Kenosha tomorrow, and when asked today if he too would be visiting Wisconsin, Joe Biden said he hopes to be able to. Patrick, Micah.
All right, Verona.